Next is from Jared Smith. The subject is mailbag question. Hey guys, I was watching WWE Rivalry's episode of Undertaker vs. Mankind. They mentioned before the Boiler Room Brawl match that they apologized beforehand just in case they got too stiff with some of the shots. My question is, in your guys' time in the business, was it customary to apologize before a match, especially in an intense feud, if you knew you was going to lay something in hard? Thanks as always. Well, yeah, we just tell the guy let's lay it in, but you're still trying to take care of the guy, you know.
Yeah,
So
I would always tell the guy if I sometimes I did want to get a little more physical to give it more reality, and just like anything I hit you with, hit me right back just as hard, and you know, so he knew, so he didn't take the wrong way.
do you get this clip ready for the next one, Joe, with Jericho?
Yeah. Let me ask Conan real quick, though, because when I saw that email, it made me think they made a big deal the first time you wrestled Vampiro on Nitro, and they went into the history and really pushed, like, these guys really hate each other and stuff. Did you and Vamp have conversations like that? Like, yo, let's lay it in and make it look real because people are okay.
No. Next is from Mitch Polachek, and the subject is Jericho. Conan and Disco, short question this week. What is your opinion on your boy Jericho doing this? The dance sequence with MJF was one thing, and I don't even know what to say about this. And this is from Mitch from Wahoo. Just check this out. This is ridiculous, by the way. I'm very disappointed in Chris doing this.
Of course.
To be honest with you.
1 second, I just got to change where my speakers. Sorry, here we go.
Where is this at, by the way? Is this at PWG?
I think it's at where they run their shows, their new building, whatever it is. Yeah. All right.
Wait, Hager!
It's enough. It's enough. Conan, what would you do if you put the Mexican kids just went into business for themselves to do that at one of your shows?
They wouldn't do that.
But what if they did do that and they came back to the curtain? What would you say?
What are you doing, bro? We don't do that here. But I will say this. I went to PWG and I actually saw a match where they did that slow motion spot. And the guys that did it, I think they made either were the originals or they've done it a lot of times before because it was actually funny. So in my mind, I just thought, okay, wrestling is its own universe with its own rules. Each promotion has its own, rules too. And maybe in PWG, that's something that's accepted because everybody there liked it, including myself. So, it's not something I would put on TV, but people do seem to like it. I thought it was funny when I saw it.
Now, I don't know where else they do it, but so far, I guess it's contained to that PWG universe or whatever.
Yeah, can somebody please tell me where this started it, who started it, and where it started it? Yeah.
Right. But what if they went ahead and did that on AEW? You think that would be a popular thing, or you think it would get?
That's a very risky thing. That seems something, I think it would get over, but it's such a risky thing that if it didn't, you'd look like I think it's like an indie thing, but I think it's funny. I think everything, a lot of things from the indie scenes, you just polish it up and make it better. And I don't know. That's a hard one right there.
All right. Next is from Gary Hans. The subject is Who is Right? Hey, K100. Listen to Jake Roberts' shoot interview. He was talking about how back in 91 he had some big backstage blow up with Ultimate Warrior, who said the Warrior basically yelled at him like a child and told him off for his party antics and how Jake was going to have to perform during their planned storyline. Jake was burying Warrior for this. Why? How was Ultimate Warrior in the wrong for not wanting his opponent to be hung over or high as a kite in the ring? K100, was Ultimate Warrior in the wrong for browbeating Jake Roberts, or is Jake in the wrong for seeing this as a bad thing? Speaking of Jake Roberts, could this be the greatest promo of all time? Want to play the promo?
Mm-hmm.
And imply the answer to that question is Ultimate Warrior was not wrong.
No,
so
I don't think so.
Yeah. So
Jake the Snake Roberts, the match is at hand.
Well, the $1 Million Man, Ted DiBiase. Here we are at WrestleMania, and it's the biggest match of your career. Why? Because everything you stand for is on the line, namely the $1 Million belt. Oh, yeah. It can be yours once again. You see, all you have to do to get it back is go through Damien and me. But you see, Damien and I don't forget. We remember all the times you made people grovel for your money. These were people far less fortunate than you. People who could use your money for essentials. And what did you do? You made fun of them. You humbled them, and you humiliated them. Well, now it's my turn. I'm going to make you beg, DiBiase. You are going to get down on your hands and knees. This time, you'll be the one that's humbled. This time, you'll be the one that's humiliated. And this time, you will be the one that grovels for the money. And how appropriate that the money you grovel for is your very own. A victim of your own greed, wallowing in the muck of avarice.
Longfellow couldn't have said it better.
Oh.
That's a great line.
Yeah, right. Next is from Wayne Grolfine. The subject is Jannetty.
Do you think that was the greatest promo of all time?
No.
I don't even think that was Jake's. If you guys maybe remember, maybe not, Jake had a feud with Savage, and he came back and cut a promo about how he wanted to take Elizabeth and smack her around and stuff. That was probably Jake's best promo. That was some intense shit.
Yeah. Next, Conan, just Wayne Grolfine. Subject is Jannetty. Conan, I was not aware of El Hijo del Vikingo at all before Dynamite. That was awesome. Now he's got a new fan of me. Bill Body trashing him on Twitter is so pathetic. He simply just cannot deal with you explaining to him why his dumb opinion on Cody Rhodes is wrong. So this is his passive aggressive way of trying to get you. With the Hall of Fame coming up, people are always talk about why not this person when it comes to the inductions. One that's always stuck out of my mind is the Rockers. I thought they were so fantastic, but really, over the years, Jannetty seems to have lost his mind. K100, do you think the Marty Jannetty's crazy personal life is going to keep the Rockers out of the Hall of Fame? I don't know.
I don't think the Rockers are a Hall of Fame team, really. I mean, they were only around for a few years and they had good matches, but they were never champions. They were never headliners. It was like Shawn Michaels' lower mid card stage before he became a star. I don't necessarily think that's a Hall of Fame team.
Right.
Was he when you guys? I don't know why that got so loud. When he worked in WCW, what was he like? Do you guys have any encounters with him or anything like that, Marty?
Not really.
Okay.
Next is from Great Greatness, and the subject is MJF versus Dominic Mysterio. Bill Body's the biggest snowflake in all wrestling podcasting, even women who are sensitive to criticism like he is. Plus, now that we know he can't handle it, it just makes it even better. Well. Question time. K100 is one of the biggest supporters of MJF and defenders against his critics. At the same time, K100 is also the first and only podcast that was giving Dominic Mysterio props for his A+ heel work. So my question for K100 is, who's the better heel between MJF and Dominic? For me personally, it's Dominic. I don't think MJF sucks, but I think his cheap heat stuff is way too corny and simply not drawing the ratings or selling the tickets that a top guy should. While Dom is so hateable that Rey Mysterio is able to have a whole arena going because of a single punch. What does the K100 team think? Dominic is gets the type of heat that you want. The people don't like him.
Yeah.
Like he gets heel heat every time he tags into a match. Like he gets a it's just like he's like I don't know if MJF's heat is the type of heat you want, because he does get a lot of cheap heat, but he's good at it. But it's like, I don't know. It's like I'd prefer the heat that Dominic gets to the heat that MJF gets. What would you think, Conan?
You're muted, bud. You should be good.
Okay, yeah, and there are two different type of heels, but I prefer the heat that Dominic's getting 100%. Plus, what they're doing with Dominic that's so sweet is that they're doing a real good slow build. They've been building up anticipation, just like the hug between Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. They've been building that anticipation. They're really good at that. That's, those guys they got back there, whether it's Bruce or Michael Hayes or Paul Heyman, they've seen it all. They've done it all. You know what I'm saying? And so
And
Yeah.
maybe for this guy, Dom seems
Paul
little,
and Triple H,
maybe
what?
for the emailer here, Dom, he prefers Dom because Dom's a little bit fresher too. MJF's been a heel for a few years on TV now, and Dom's
I don't
only
think
been
it
like
has
a year.
anything to do with freshness.
Fresh.
I just think, they go so fast over that AEW to everything. Things don't resonate sometimes. And here
Right.
they've been doing slow build.
Like
Yeah.
for instance,
And
what
then
it-
they have threads throughout the show, which they don't rarely do in the other
yeah,
company.
yeah. Like
What?
for instance, what's your favorite MJF feud?
Feud?
Yeah.
I'm not into any of his feuds. I'm just into
Right.
his personality and his character.
Because
Right.
remember,
There's
he's
been no
feuded,
feuds that I'm like, oh yeah, that was, huh?
Right.
he's feuded with Chris, Punk. Like he's had big headline feuds, but I'm saying, and Moxley,
Yeah. Well, the next email is going to go.
Brian.
Let me read the next email, okay?
Mhm.
Lewis Rice, subject is coward heels. The psychology in the Dom Ray feud is actually better than Cody and Roman. There's nothing little likable about Dom, and so the fans are fully behind Ray. Roman, on the other hand, is a dominant figure, not a coward. A lot of his traits are admirable, unlike Dom. Roman is still a great heel, but I think heels get the best heat. You get the majority of the crowd rooting for their demise. Would you agree that the most effective heels are cowards? That's from Lewis Rice. Yeah, and that's like, bro. The thing is with the both of these the characters, Dominic and Roman, is that they're characters that are more defined by the storyline that's being told, and how they've acted in the story. Which makes them, different types of heels. So like I said, I like both of them. I mean, but Roman has done some really horrible things, even though he's had good qualities. He's kind of like J.R. Ewing. He'll do something good once every blue moon, but he's still a terrible person. But Dominic's just just an unlikable kid, which is a perfect character right now. What do you think?
Yeah, he's acting a thing we've seen a million times, and we probably see it in American society. The entitled, ungrateful, disrespectful punk that we
Right.
see a lot in society.
Right.